what it should look like. Okay, from here, what we clamp onto the nut in the chuck. Okay, nice and firm. Okay. And now we're going to start to face this off. We take it a little bit at a time. Use your auto feed. Stepping over 1 mil at a time. Face the first side. Your head bolt should look like that. Okay, now it's really important if you have a good close look there. This is the end of our head bolt. It's got that flat surface and they both meet up right on the edge of the circle there. Okay, so that's where we want to stop. We don't want to go any further than that. Okay, now from here I'm just going to, I'll clean that side out. Take this off. Okay, so if we keep unwinding that enough, it will get to the end of the thread and we should be able to unwind that. Okay. Now, what we simply do here is turn this around and we thread onto the opposite face now. Now, if for some reason, okay, so if I can't get that, let's just... Okay. For some reason, I can't thread this. Okay, just grab your tap and without crossing the thread, just re-tap that. And be very careful not to cross your thread. Okay, I'm just cleaning that up a little bit. Okay, because there could be swarf still stuck in there. Okay. And just thread that on. Should go on nicely. I will use my vice grips just to thread that a little bit more. I can't do it with my bare hands. Okay, and now let's just tighten our nut up. Nice and firm. From here, we're going to take this back to the lathe. Okay, so that, and we will face this off. Once you've finished facing off both sides of your head bolt, it should look like that. Okay, and now using our shifter, just undo that. When that nut gets to the end of the thread, it should start to tighten. Now it'll come. Okay, and we want to just clear up any burrs. So just using your deburring tool, we are going to drill that hole out at a 10.2. So we'll go over to the drill press and drill that out. So it should look like that. Okay, your two flat sides. If you see the circle face, okay, we should still have that shape. Now we've drilled out our 10.2 mil hole in our head bolt, so it should look like that. Okay. And just clean up with your deburring tool any of those burrs. Our die. Okay, so we are going to tap an external thread on the head bolt, so the bolt. Okay, we're going to use an M12 by 1.75 die. So when you load this, okay, you will notice on the die that there is this little hole here. Okay, that needs to match up with the bolt there, so that threads through, and that will lock it in place and prevent it from spinning inside our wrench there. Okay, so load that in, and I'll just do this up by hand to start with. Okay, finger tight. Get your flathead screwdriver and then just tighten it up by hand. Okay, so all of these bolts. Okay. Place your head bolt in the vise, like so, nice and firm. We're going to use our cutting compound again. Okay, place that just on the outside here, and a little bit on that side there. Okay, that helps with our lubrication. And now, what we're going to do is just start. So that chamfer that we machined onto this previous when we're on the lathe, that will help our die to slide over the end of our head bolt. If you don't have that, it just gets a little bit trickier. Okay, so keep the die nice and level. Okay, if you go on an angle, you'll end up bending that bolt. Okay, so it's starting to bite now, it's starting to cut in. So what I'll do is a full turn and then a half a turn back. Okay, it is extremely important that you machine this up. It's not fitting, if your die doesn't fit onto your bolt, you may not have machined that down to 12 mil. So it's really important that you have that accurate, okay, so that you are able to tap this thread, to cut this thread here. Okay, so I'm going a full turn, right, and then half a turn back, which just breaks that swarf off. And we just keep going through this process till we get to the bottom. Okay, and double check, make sure that's all nice and level. You don't want to bend the bolt or twist it. Just keep spinning that die. We'll go back to the top just to clear out any swarf. Okay, and I'll just go through this process once more just to make sure I have nothing in there, no swarf. Let's cut through that thread nicely. Good. Okay. Okay, and that's our head bolt.